How's it going, everyone? Back with another video. It's been a long time, but hopefully I'm back for good now. I have been drawing a lot recently and made me really want to get back into it. So I'm going to be doing videos hopefully every week. So if you enjoy them, let me know. It really helps me keep going if it shows that you guys are really liking them, so I can keep going, keep helping you guys out. But today we're going to be doing Rafiki from The Lion King. This is a drawing I did last night. This took me maybe an hour and a half to do, and I don't want to make an hour and a half long video. So what I did was I did a quick outline of his face, but it's really not much. It's just a little bit of guidelines that help me out. But I'm going to show you exactly how I drew it, what steps I took, and yeah, let's just jump into it. So first, when you start drawing, you got to realize that it's all about the shapes, okay? It's as easy as circles, squares, triangles. You have to know that it's not just going in and just drawing lines, okay? So first, what I like to do is, for his face, since he's very squarish, I started out with a rectangle. His face is very rectanglish, okay? So you want to start out with a rectangle like that. Don't start out with his face like I did. That's just what I did. So I have a few guidelines, so I don't make this video so long that no one wants to sit through it. So first, start out with a square. Usually people start out with a circle for faces. That's holds true to human characters. But with characters like this, start out with a basic rectangle like this, okay? And then once you start that, start in the corner. You really also want to make sure what you're doing is you are noticing exactly how far away things are from other things. Because what a lot of people do, I notice, is they'll have an eye right here, and then when the eye should be right here, they're having it all the way over here. So you really need to make sure things are the right spacing. That's probably the most important thing that I can really think of with a drawing, and it took me a long time to realize that I was screwing up when I was doing that. But yeah, so you're gonna start at the corner of the rectangle, leave about this much space in between the top and where you start. It's not much space at all, it's a pencil tip. So you're gonna start up there, and we're gonna work on his eyebrow. This side of his eyebrow is higher, okay? So his face is also going to come out slanted that way, so it's not me screwing up with the camera. It's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be this way, okay? So once you have his eyebrow down, go into the eye. So as I'm saying, look how close his top of his eyebrow is to the start of his outside eye. It's not too far away, okay? So don't bring it all the way down here, because then you'll have a character that really doesn't look like the character you're drawing. Okay, and this is another thing with shapes. First, this would be the start of his nose, so it's like a question mark, right? A question mark. Look for shapes like that, and then there's another one. Really notice how far away each side of the bridge of his nose is, okay? And then once you bring down his nose, you're going to notice it looks a lot like a triangle. So as long as you can really see these shapes in here, it will make drawing so much easier. Okay? His nose is going to come down like that. This side's going to be higher, just like it is with his eyebrow. And there we go. So, yep, there's a question mark. There's a hook shape. There's a triangle right here. There's triangles, circles, squares everywhere. Okay. Now we're gonna go back up to his eye. Bring it in just like that. Other side, just like that. And then bring in his eyeball. That's not his eyeball. This is the outside of his eye. This is actually. That is his eyeball. Sorry. Oh god. Okay. So you're gonna want to bring his eyes just like that. He's in this pose. He's trying to sniff something, so he's looking up like, what is this? What am I sniffing? Okay, so that's why he has this perplexed-ish look on his face. Okay, now we're gonna come down just a little bit more, probably about right here, and this is gonna be where his eye, the little space where his eye lies in ends. Okay, so it's gonna be like this, just like that. Okay, and we're gonna do the same for the other side. It's gonna come down, preferably about the same spot as the other one. Maybe not so much of a dip there, but you get the gist of it. Okay. It's going to come down like this. Connect to his eyebrow. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to come down to the side of the face. This is his, this is going to come out to be his fur. So, it comes off like that, and then the side of his face is going to start right here. See how it fits into that rectangle? Okay, and he has a little piece of fur right here, and then he's going to come down, fits into that rectangle. Okay, and then we're going to come down over here. Sorry if that was off screen, but you're going to come down from his eye with a little other side of the face. Same thing. Give him his little, like, this is like his chin area right here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna add these little lines that that show that he's a baboon, because he is, and they all have those little lines on their face, and red butts too. Blue butts? Is it blue butts or red butts? I don't know, but they have crazy looking butts. And then do 3 of them, and then the one on top is the longest one because it connects the furthest distance. If you need a other look at it, boom. Okay, and do the same to the other side, except for there's only 2 lines on this side. Boom, and boom. Try to connect it to like that little crease right there. And then this is gonna be his nostril. It's gonna be like a shadow. His nostril. If you like learn how to work shadows out really well, they turn out looking really good. So you have that. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go down here and add his mouth. Probably like right where this little like chin thing happens. We're gonna move over a little bit and do a little mouth. I'm very bad at doing mouths. That actually might be a good placement. Never mind. It needs to be more straight. He has more straight mouth in this pose. Something like that. And if not, you can keep erasing, going back, fixing it, all that good stuff. But for time, we're just going to leave it like that. And now we're going to go into my favorite part. We're going to go into his hair. So, one thing to know when you do hair, you need to be loose with it. If it's too jagged, if it's too planned, if like you can tell that someone planned it out like really precisely, it won't look as good as if you're just free flowing it. Okay, so at the top of his head, this is where the top of his head meets, and we're just gonna do some little things here. Try to keep it as free as possible. Nice little flowing up here. Yeah. Just as long as it looks something like that. It looks a little messy. It's the tip of his head. Yeah, something like that. And then this is my favorite part. Okay, we're gonna come out like this. Boom, 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 and then boom. These are just big spikies coming off of his head. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Big spikies coming off his head. Boom, Come down like that. Try to make it free flowing-ish as much as you can. Let's go to the other side, see what we can do over there. It's very hard to draw at this angle that I'm drawing at right now. I can't really get my arm over there because the camera's kind of in the way, but we're doing the best I can. Okay. Boom. And then we're just going to do this just as a guideline. So we're going to change that later, but we're just using that as a guideline. Okay, and then one thing I like to do is I like to jump all over the place when I draw. It's not the smartest thing you can do, but we're just going to jump back into his eyes, and we're going to shade in his eyeball. We should have done that to begin with, but sometimes I like to lay down the line work before I go and shade and stuff, because then your arm goes across it, messes it all up. But just to show you some of the shading, we're going to shade in his little I don't really know what the space outside of his eyes is. It's just his fur where his eyes lay in. So we're just going to shade this in a little bit. Obviously, when you do your own drawing, you want to spend more time on shading, but I'm trying not to make a super long video, so it's just basic shading. It's not going to look pretty, but as long as you get the gist of it, when you go to do your own, you can spend as much time as you need on it. And then also, the inside of his eyeball is shaded lighter than this. It's shaded lighter because he has like yellowish eyes, but I'm only using one color, so don't forget to darken up the outsides. Okay. Now where am I? Where do I want to do next? Come down like this. From outside of here, we're gonna do another spiky. He has very spiky hair, so don't be afraid to throw in your own spikes if you want to. Okay. You know what, we're going to shade in a little bit more just so it starts looking like him. Because right now you're probably like, wait a minute, this doesn't really look like him. But once you start shading stuff in, making it look all pretty, that's when stuff really starts to shape up. Shading his nose. What I like to do when I shade is I have to lay down some line or some shades and then try to blend it in with my finger. It won't be good on your finger. Oh, playing a little bit of basketball earlier. My hands are dirty. But yeah, it's gonna leave some marks on you, but no big deal. Okay. Now we are going. Let me fix this line a little bit. We're gonna make this come out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Get rid of our guidelines for the rectangle because now it's just in the way. Okay, there we go. Shade a little bit more in. Come down here. Try to lay your pencil flat to the paper. You get a lot more smooth lines than just jagged if you're really using a lot of pressure. That's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to use a lot of pressure when you shade, unless you're trying to shade in something really dark, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, we're going to shade in this a little bit darker because this is a shadow under his nostril. So is this. And then there's going to be a shadow on the side of his face right here. And these subtle little things, if you shade these a little bit darker than the other parts of his face, it's a more realistic looking drawing. If you start adding shadows, shading on sides of the drawings, it's going to look a lot better. Okay. Shade on the top. Blend that in. Blend, blend, blend. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna get down to some more hair. Okay, so we're gonna come over to here, and we're gonna move over. Let's say, let's go down to here. We're gonna have to fix this a little bit. We'll come back to that. But we're gonna come over right about to here, and then we're gonna do a little thing just like this. Okay, and this is gonna be his the hair by his ear. It'll come down like this. You know what? This actually needs to come out a lot more. Sorry about that. Happens to everyone's drawings. You just need to. There we go. See what I mean about getting the spacing right? That would have messed up the drawing a little bit, but we caught it early. Just as long as you don't lay down really solid lines. That's happened to me before, where you can't really go back and erase. And right here, we're gonna add his ear. Kind of jump all over the place with my drawings. I mean, if that works for you, go ahead. But I really know it doesn't work for everyone. But whatever you gotta do. Okay, there we go. Darken that up a little bit. There we go. Starting to look more like Rafiki, right? We're going to come down the side of his face, and we're going to add in some more hair. That's pretty much all that there is now. There's just hair everywhere. Come down to about right there, bring it back up, and try to connect these a little bit. Boom. If you have to go back in to darken things up, it definitely brings out your drawing a little bit more. If you know that it's starting to look a little odd. There we go. Okay. We're going to come down here. Now we're starting on his arm. By one of these, try to make it like across from his, maybe about right here, across from there. Just bring a line down. It's gonna be his little hand. Okay. Got it. Then the other part of his hand. We aren't gonna do his whole body. We're just working on really like an upper pose here. Okay, so you see how his arm is coming together over here? And then over here. That was just a guideline to see where I need to draw these. So this is his back. There we go. Got it. Should look something like that. Okay. Now from here, we're going to do another line. This is completing his body. This is his like chest. Oh, sorry. This is his chest area. I wasn't kidding when I said he had a lot of hair. It's just pretty much all that it is from here. Except for his one hand. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, now we're going to do his hand. Go a little bit under his chin. Maybe about, you know what? This line's not right. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get carried away and just start throwing lines in. You want it to be more over here. There we go. So this line should not be there. Should come down from his little hair on his chin. Almost chinny chin chin. Okay. Okay, now from here, a little bit down from his chin, maybe about 2 pencil tips. I don't really know. And draw a line right there, and then a line down like this. This is his wrist. It's gonna go into his hand. So you're gonna want to do a whole little up like this. And then how I do hands, I'm not actually great at hands. Gotta be honest. I'm gonna do little like square things just to lay down the line work. Okay. Yeah, it's not too pretty yet, but we'll get there. Let me just fix this a little bit. Okay. There we go. I think we're done with hair actually. Besides connecting his hand to there. Okay, now he has little things in his hand. If you've seen the movie, I think this is the part where he gets all this crap blown at him, and he realizes that Simba's still alive. He gets these like little feathers and stuff, whatever the heck came off the ground. I don't really know. And he sniffs it. So we're gonna add those into his hand. It doesn't really matter what these look like. Just some kind of thingies here. It's just a pile of stuff. Okay, now we're gonna move into the fingers. Honestly, I'm still learning how to draw hands. They're not easy. Anyone who draws knows hands are probably the hardest part, which you would think it's the face, but I've found that hands are definitely harder. Okay, so I'm just trying to be as free as possible, because if you try to like really lay down the fingers like very like linear, and they just turn out looking too stiff, and these are actually probably going to turn out looking not that great either, but we're trying. Still learning too, so no shame in that. Come down like this. Drawing his fingernails. Basic fingernails. Something along those lines. And then, let me see if this is giving it justice. If I move the camera up a little bit, just so you get like an overhead view, because I'm kind of angled here. Something like that. Okay. Alright, now, we're going to finish up his hand a little bit. The rest is not too hard. You're going to come up like this. This is going to be like the fur on his hand. It's a lot darker than the rest of his hand. Throw that in. Connect it here. And then come down. This is the edge of his wrist. Something like that. You know, I believe that's too far out. Again, make more mistakes, but it's okay. Let's try like right about here. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like how that looks. Don't be afraid to erase. I mean, I erase so much, it's ridiculous. This is just the hair that connects to his wrist. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to shade this in. This is going to be darker than the rest of his hand, because it's darker fur. This is not the same fur that is his hand. It's the back of his hand. I'm not exactly sure why that's a different color, but it is. So let's go and start trying to shade a little bit. I don't have much time on this video. My camera says 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, so I'm kind of trying to rush here. So this hair out here is going to be lighter than all the rest of the hair because it's kind of grayish, I believe. I'm trying to remember what he really looks like besides my drawing, but this is going to be a little bit lighter than the rest of them. This is going to be a little bit darker in here than the rest of his face, besides his eyes. So those little baboon cheeks, or whatever you want to call them. Okay. And then shading all this stuff out here. I always feel like his ears should be a little bit darker than the fur out here so you can tell exactly what it is. Come on here, start just... This is... Do not shade like this, okay? I see sometimes people just are like willy-nilly with their shading. Don't do what I'm doing. This is just to fill in a little bit of line work so it looks more of a full drawing, but don't do this, okay? Take your time when shading. Look at some like reference pictures, exactly what's darker, and if there's shadows, you can add in some shadows if you want. I'm just trying to finish this up really quick. I actually left this white on my drawing, so just so you can like differentiate that it's not part of his hand. Color those in, blah 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 blah. I'm trying to finish this up. This is a long video. Probably boring some of you, but here we go. Okay. Oh, we're getting there. And then go through your drawing and just try to darken lines up, make it look more finished, more of a finished product. But this is just giving you guys how to like lay down the lines of his face. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my drawings, I do pretty good drawings that look a little bit better than this. But if you want to check those out, go on Instagram. My Instagram's Cairo Draws. I'll leave a link in the description. If you do decide to follow me off there, comment on one of my pictures, YouTube, and I'll know where you came from. Maybe I can give you a shout out. Maybe I can have some contests and stuff for all my followers that came from YouTube. So if you've liked my videos and if you followed me from some of them, let me know in Instagram and I will shout you out, comment to you, show you some love. Let me zoom out a little bit on this. There it goes, a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. So if you like the video, let me know in the description, or let me know in the comments. Let me know what you want me to draw next. You know, they're not too far off. If I had time to finish it, it would look more like this. But if it did, this one came out a little bit more respectable. But this is just a quick thing to show you where to put the lines and stuff. So we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna sign it, and then I hope you like the video, and thanks for watching.